Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some massive new information to go over. New Mega Evolution trademarks have popped up, potentially relating to a Mega Keldeo and a Mega Meloetta. We've got new events that have been announced. We also have some new Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over. A lot of things to break down and take a look at today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's take a look at the new events that are now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We have a new Outbreak event. It is, of course, shiny boosted, so a great chance to get some Snake shinies in your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. But we have Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet Year of the Snake Pokemon Mass Outbreak event has begun. This runs until the 12th of January 2025 at 23:59 UTC. So if you ever wanted to get a shiny Silicobra, a shiny Ekans, or a shiny Seviper, now is the time to do it because they are all shiny boosted. This is a bit more information about the event currently going on in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So if you're looking for a shiny Silicobra, it pops up in all areas of Paldea with that 0.5% shiny boost. So again, you can basically just walk past an Outbreak and there's a good chance you'll just see a shiny without having to even do anything. If you're wanting a shiny Ekans, they are popping up in all areas of Kitakami, again with that 0.5% shiny boost. And if you're wanting a shiny Seviper, they are popping up in all areas of the Blueberry Academy. So this runs all weekend. Make sure to do it. It won't take you long. You'll probably take you like 20 minutes to get all three. But either way, that's the new event that is now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We also have the new event that's just been announced for Pokemon Go. So the Pokemon Go's Steeled Resolve event has been revealed. It runs January the 21st at 10 AM local time to January the 26th at 8 PM local time. This adds Rookidee, Corvisquire, and Corviknight into the game. Unfortunately, though, I think it's like paywalled or something. I've seen a lot of negative feedback about this event. Obviously, the Pokemon debuts are the regional bird from Generation 8, so Rookidee, Corvisquire, Corviknight. But yeah, I think they're like in eggs or something. I'm not really too sure. Following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild, so Clefairy, Machop, Totodile, Marill, Hoppip, Paldean, Wooper, Shieldon, Buddleby, Carbink, and Mareanie. In 1-star raids, you can find Lickitung, Skorupi, Pancham, and Mora. 5-star raids, variations of Deoxys. We've got Dialga. In Mega Raids, you can see Mega Gallade and Mega Medicham. And then following eggs from 2 kilometers, Shieldon, Carbink, Mareanie, and Rookidee. So I don't think you can actually find these in the wild. I think you can only find them from eggs, which is just... But it's just stupid. It's just a cash grab. It's a money grab. This is kind of why I've gone off Pokemon Go quite a bit, because they're just pumping out these events that I imagine in 2016 you jump into Pokemon Go for the first time, and the only way you can get a Pidgey is by having to like kind of spend money to get eggs and stuff, and to get like incubators and stuff. It's just stupid. And if they keep down this road, it's just going to make more and more people just kind of like have a sour taste in the mouth about the game. Like I said, I've barely played like in the last couple of months, not just because of the weather, but I just feel like it's on a bit of a downward spiral. But anyway, that's the new event for Pokemon Go. Let's take a look at these new trademarks, though. Some juicy information had popped up yesterday regarding Mega Evolutions that are looking like they're going to be linked to Pokemon Legends EA. This could also give us a bit of an idea about the release window as well. So we've got Nintendo Soup here tweeting out saying, Pokemon Company trademarks sparks speculation about Pokemon Legends EA release window. So it says the Pokemon Company has filed new trademarks for the franchise in Japan. So the trademarks are for Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia, or Symphonia, filed under the same categories as TCG set names. So it is believed that this is hinting at the return of Mega Evolutions to the TCG after a long absence. So presumably to tie into Pokemon Legends EA, which is also heavily implied to feature the return of Mega Evolutions. So some have gone further to speculate that these trademarks could hint at the potential release window for Pokemon Legends EA. So TCG trademarks are typically discovered by the community around 6 to 8 months before the set's release, meaning that these sets could be launched between July to September 2025. In turn, TCG sets usually release within 2 months after the game that they are meant to advertise. So taken together, it is believed that Pokemon Legends EA could be released between May to August 2025. So this window is in line with the Amazon listing that appeared earlier this week, claiming that the game would release on August 15th, 2025. We're going to cover that in tomorrow's video. A lot of people have been talking about that. We're going to do a full video about that tomorrow. because there's a lot to talk about regarding that. But this does kind of line up with that, as you can say, because both of them are saying August. So that said, bear in mind that this is all just speculation, so stay tuned for official updates as they come. So that's the post on Nintendo Soup. We also have a bit more information about this on Poke Beach as well, which I think is where the information originally dropped. So Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia sets trademarked for the Pokemon TCG, hinting at Mega Revolution. So this is the full article on Poke Beach. So they say, yeah, these are the new trademarks that have been filed by Pokemon. They're under the same terms as trademarks used for set names in the past. So it's very, very likely to be the TCG, which is fine because that can still relate to Pokemon Legends EA. So we usually discover trademarks around 6 to 8 months before their sets release. So we could say these we could see these in as early as July. However, trademarks are sometimes revealed out of order, pushing their release dates later into the range. So these set names seem to be referring to Mega Evolutions, and thus Legends ZA TCG sets usually advertise a new game within 2 months of release. So we last saw Mega Evolutions in 2016 during the X and Y era, spare 2 guest appearances during the Sun and Moon era. They evolved from their basic Pokemon EX as Blastoise EX to Mega Blastoise EX, and your turn ended upon evolving them. The mechanic would have to change for the current era because we're back to having full evolution lines, and then that's just kind of the sort of timeline of when these other kind of sets are coming out and stuff like that. But yeah, this is when we last got them. It's heavily relating to, again, people think the release window of this game. We have a bit more information about this from Soul Silverheart saying if these sets have new Megas in them and aren't just sets revisiting old Megas, and if they release 6 to 8 months after these trademarks were discovered, so today, that means that Pokemon Legends EA could still release around June of this year. I hope with every fibre of my being that happens. Luckily, historical patterns are on my side, so the Pokemon Company wouldn't release TCG cards of the new ZA Megas before ZA releases, / those Megas are officially revealed, and there seems to be no new TCG sets scheduled for July 2025 yet. Even if these TCG sets are actually for later this year, they most likely won't be for December, so anything earlier than November is a win in my opinion. As for the trademark names themselves, I think they're just Japanese translations, so there's not much we can glean from them without more context, but I'm still hyped. Also, I hope people are taking note of what a set is releasing in June 2025. And then also we have this kind of reply here from Bun, saying, Osmio said it better than I ever could. I will personally vouch for her when it comes to Pokemon TCG release patterns. Seems like the game may very well likely be out before Worlds this year. So we have Osmio here saying, these 2 sets will release simultaneously as Scarlet and Violet 11 in July 2025. Black and White is on June the 6th, so yes, it's after it. So Starbirth, Pokemon Legends Arceus' first set, released 2 weeks prior to the game. I'd say a 2-week window before and after the set is when ZA will release. So I'm expecting a July the 18th release for the set. The game would be very late June to early August in this case. May is probably out of the question. June would also feel early, but it could work. August may be possible, but before Worlds for sure. So it is kind of... We're getting closer and closer to be able to kind of like pinpoint the time frame that this game is going to be coming out. But yeah, it is looking around, you know, June, July, August time. Maybe July, August, I think is the kind of consensus now. You know, a lot of people still think it's coming out in November. I think it's going to be coming out earlier than that. I think that I think it's going to come out before the Pokemon Presents in August, and then in that Pokemon Presents in August, we might get like a new free DLC update, just like we got with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Let's take a little bit more of a look at this, though. We have Pokesutami, who, of course, is one of the main translators in the community, so big shout out to her. And she's kind of translated a little bit more, and also there's a theory that these could be related to some mythical Pokemon. So the terms, Mega Symphony and Mega Brave have been trademarked by Nintendo and Game Freak, so these are likely for future TCG. And then I saw one Japanese commenter theorize that behind hinting at Mega Evolutions, which obviously is obvious, that these names could also point towards Meloetta and Keldeo, and this would obviously be very, very interesting. So Meloetta, Symphony, I mean, that just obviously makes sense. And then for being Mega Brave, because of like the Swords of Justice, stuff like that, it definitely links to Keldeo as well. So I think there's definitely kind of some sort of decent speculation there that they could be revolving around these mythicals. And we already know that Mega Zeraora is most likely going to be in Pokemon Legends EA. You know, that was spoken about by Game Freak themselves in that Terra Leak, as well as Mega Zygarde. So maybe this is just the year of Mega Mythicals. you know, Generation 5 is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. We're getting a ton of Generation 5 stuff like TCG, merch. There's obviously hints at like Generation 5 remake and stuff. Would it be too crazy to think that Meloetta is getting a Mega Evolution? We obviously got the shiny one for Pokemon Home last year. We're getting shiny Meloetta in Pokemon Go's Unova Tour this year. Would it be kind of mad to get a Mega Evolution as well? They are clearly kind of going into that direction of Mega Meloetta, so I think it's definitely plausible. And then Keldeo as well, like I say, Brave does definitely suit that as well, so maybe they are really just going all in on Generation 5. And I guess if they are giving Mega Evolutions to Generation 5 Pokemon, it would be kind of promotion for a Generation 5 remake. So let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think it could be related to them? Because they could literally be like the main cards in these TCG sets as well. Again, it's just all speculation, but it's definitely something to think about. And we also have Centro talking about this as well, saying, you know, also most interestingly, if they keep the current schedule, this set would release around July or August, so it gives us an idea of when Pokemon Legends EA might release. So again, just more kind of people talking about this sort of release window. So happy days, looking good. Hopefully we get that release window soon anyway. Maybe in the next trailer they kind of drop information about it. But either way, that's all the Pokemon Legends EA stuff and the events. I wanted to take a look at this as well. This has just kind of all come out overnight. It's very, very interesting. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is this from Go Nintendo tweet saying, Nintendo says Switch 2 images / videos coming from CES 2025 are not official. So they're not saying they're fake, they're just saying they're not official. So the biggest gaming news coming out of this year's Consumer Electronics Show is all the talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. While Nintendo shared absolutely nothing about the platform at CES, plenty of accessory manufacturers have been more than willing to blab everything and anything they know. So over the last 48 plus hours, we've seen pictures, videos, 3D renders, models, and more pertaining to the Nintendo Switch 2. So this has given us all kinds of insight into the platform, and while it's unofficial, all signs point towards the information being 100% legit. It all makes you wonder how Nintendo feels about the matter, and now we have our answer. So Japanese outlet Sankai reached out to Nintendo for comment on all the Switch 2 content kind of stemming from CES 2025. A company rep said that the videos and images are not official. So it may seem like a non-statement at first, but it's a tad different from what Nintendo usually says. So note how they say that everything we've seen isn't official, but they didn't label the content as flat out incorrect or false. So it's likely just a matter of days until Nintendo finally give us our first official look at the Switch 2. And it's going to be incredibly interesting to see just how close the leaks, insider information, and CES details come to the real deal. So they're basically not saying that it's fake, they're just saying that it's not official. And then we've also got Genki as well kind of backtracking on what they've said as well. So I don't know if Nintendo have been like, look, guys, you know, we're going to bring the thunder if you don't kind of be backtracking what you're saying and stuff. But it's just interesting that after Nintendo say this, Genki then are also backtracking. I feel like some conversations have gone on behind the scenes. But Genki says their Switch 2 accessories are based on leaked info. Company hasn't seen actual hardware. So obviously the other day they said that they had an actual console, but now they're saying they haven't got the actual hardware. So that's a bold strategy, Genki. So while there have been leaks, insider info, and rumors about the Switch 2 for months and months now, things got dialed up to 11 in the last couple of weeks. So we started to hear a lot more about the Switch 2 in terms of size and hardware features and more, and the lion's share of those details came from accessory manufacturer Genki. So Genki was in attendance at CES 2025 this week, and prior to the show, the company stated they were willing to talk Switch 2 at the big show. That turned out to be true, as the company revealed that they have accessories in the works for the platform, and they even showcased some of those ideas. All of this talk caused the Switch 2 discussion to go into overdrive, and things have been running full speed ahead since. So during this week, numerous outlets reported that Genki reps had mentioned that the company was in possession of the Switch 2 hardware. This went hand in hand with the dummy unit Genki cooked up for CES 2025, which let showgoers hold a Forks Switch 2 in their hands, which was supposedly built to spec, at least in terms of physicality. And then following that information dump, Japanese outlet GameSpark set out to see what was really going on with Genki, and they've gotten some different comments from the company this time around. So GameSpark says that they talked to the person in charge at Genki, and they revealed that the Switch 2 dummy unit they brought to CES was actually built based on leaked information from the industry. Along with that, the company head also said that they had not actually seen the Switch 2. So this is a day after they've literally said, we have a Switch 2, you can buy it on the black market, and they also said that it was coming out in April. And now they've not seen the Switch 2 console. Everything they've built is based on leaks. So they've completely backtracked everything they've said. So going a step further, CNET also spoke to Nintendo about the Switch 2 chatter at CES, and specifically honed in on the dummy unit Genki was showcasing, and they obviously responded saying, you know, it's the gaming hardware that Genki presented at Nintendo hardware at CES is unofficial, was not provided by the company to the company by us. So long story short, it seems Genki may have played up their connection to the Switch 2 to a degree. That said, the company is very much making accessories for the hardware. So all their accessories is legit, like everything they're working on is legit. But what they've said about the Switch 2, it's just interesting they've backtracked on that information. So it's apparently a not so uncommon practice for accessory makers to get the jump on producing products for hardware without having seen/gone hands-on with the devices. We all know there are other manufacturers who have signed NDAs with Nintendo, thus they can't reveal anything about the Switch 2 itself or the products they're making for it. It's not surprising to hear that some with advanced knowledge of the hardware end up leaking things, and then it makes its way to other companies who haven't talked to Nintendo directly. So will Genki's hardware measurement specs end up being spot on with the actual Switch 2, or have they hedged their bets best on details that are way off the mark? They'll obviously be costly for the studio in terms of time and money, as accessories being made with incorrect dimensions would be pretty much useless. I mean, I just don't know why they would be making things if they definitely... I think what they said is true. I think they've just had to backtrack because of, like, Nintendo have probably, like, you know, come down hard on them a little bit, and they're like, look, sort it out. We need you to backtrack what you said. We're not happy with it. Because a lot of the stuff is coming from Genki. You know, they gave the release of the console. They gave all this information about it. So if Nintendo can get them to backtrack, then obviously it helps them a little bit. Again, the reveal has to be next week because it's just getting ridiculous how much stuff we're seeing about this console now. But yeah, it's just interesting that the same time that Nintendo is saying it's not official is when Genki's also backtracking everything they've said as well. So definitely some food for thought of it. Let me know your thoughts on all that, and then also your thoughts on these Mega Evolution trademarks as well. Again, do you think we're going to be seeing a Mega Meloetta and a Mega Keldeo? Do you think there is a good indication of seeing the game in like July, August time? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. But that's everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500 likes. So leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.